embarrassing.
You all right? That was quite the landing.
Who are you?
Sorry, you look so familiar. I'm Rachet.
Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart is the latest offering from Sony to the PC, and although their history for porting their games hasn't been spotless, to say the least, I have to say I am very impressed with Ratchet & Clank. It does have its issues with a couple of frame rates, however with some tweaking it can run completely fine. I have more than the recommended specs, however it is for some reason incredibly intensive on the CPU, so I daren't play it for too long because it's making my CPU run upwards to 90 degrees, which I don't really feel comfortable with my CPU being that hot. For too long a gaming, usually I'll do it for about an hour, and yeah, it's very bizarre. Other games never make it go like that, but apparently there must be the power of PlayStation. Yeah, sure, right. Anyway, I mean, FYI, I have a PS5, so I'm not a PlayStation hater, so just putting that out there. But Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart is a damn good game. Very impressive game. It's very beautiful. It plays incredibly well. The characters, the dialogue, it's all very, very good. It's quite funny as well in places. The new character Rivet, which is an alternate reality version of Ratchet. She's a pretty cool character. Unfortunately, although you play as both Ratchet and Rivet, they play exactly the same, which I think is a bit of a letdown. And when you unlock certain things with certain characters, the other character conspicuously has that upgrade already. But that's just a minor gripe, because apart from the beautiful graphics and the story and the gameplay and whatnot, the combat is incredibly satisfying, being able to swap out, I think, upwards of 25 weapons, from throwing fungus, shooting just from like a normal machine gun, firing off driller dogs, throwing grenades, shatter bombs for example, making enemies covered in moss, which is pretty cool, using the pixelizer to make them more pixelated, and each gun is ranked up and leveled up as you use it, making it more powerful, and you can also upgrade it using certain gems that you find by smashing glowing blue rocks spread out on the different planets. Now the planets themselves, when you get to a certain point, you can choose which planet you go to. There are side objectives as well as the main objective, and Rivet and Ratchet visit different planets. So depending on the planet you choose, it basically means you're either playing as Ratchet or Rivet. Now Clank is with Rivet in this game, which is interesting to say the least, and Ratchet teams up with somebody else. I'm not going to spoil it, although I think the footage I've used at the beginning of this video kind of gives that away. Never mind, I'm just going to breeze past it. But you also unlock some rocket boots, which are pretty cool, holding onto the RB button and then using left trigger to a couple of times to boost yourself, and whilst you're in the air you can do like spins and stuff, and it's really handy to zip around. You can use the B button. Yes, it's a PlayStation game, but I'm using an Xbox controller for PC, so I'm using Xbox buttons, so I do apologise there, but B is dodge, so that would be circle for PlayStation users. And you can also hit things with your Ratchet, and you can boom around the Ratchet, although I really didn't go in with melee. I kind of just had a lot of fun swapping out the different weapons and utilising it that way. There are some cool boss encounters. Some of the planets look absolutely gorgeous. There are some gravity boot situations where, you can just defy gravity and walk on ceilings and walls in certain places, which is pretty cool. You can play as Clank in some sort of go-between reality section where you've got to solve these little puzzles. They're pretty fun to do. There's also one where Ratchet gets hold of like a little spider gizmo that you can infiltrate computers and kill viruses. Again, that's pretty cool. There is an arena where you can go into and you can fight and get through the bronze, and you can unlock loads of different costumes for Rivet and Ratchet, which is pretty cool, in the boots, the body armor and the helmets, and you can swap and choose. They have nothing besides cosmetic interest, but yeah, if you are thinking of picking up Ratchet & Clank on PC, I'd say it's definitely worth its purchase price. It's very demanding. If you don't have a high-end PC, you're probably going to want to turn a lot of things down. I have not. This footage is everything on high. No ray tracing turned on whatsoever. I can live without ray tracing if I'm honest. and hopefully they bring the first Ratchet and Clank, well, not the first one, you know what I mean, the PlayStation 4 Ratchet and Clank to the system, to the PC, that's more like it. I did have a look on my PlayStation to see if they had the original trilogy on there, because I do have the Jak and Daxter ones, but Sony in their infinite greedy wisdom will not let you buy the Ratchet and Clank games that come out on PS2 and PS3. You have to subscribe to their bullshit service in order to play those games, so looks like I will be emulating those. But let me know down in the comments if Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart is a game that you're thinking of picking up. It is gorgeous, it plays incredibly well, it's a ton of fun, and I do highly recommend it. But thank you very much for watching.